The Tallit is a very controversial topic in the Christian faith. I spoke on it a couple years ago and received a lot of feedback with many positive testimonies that just blew me away and I found extremely amazing, but also a lot of condescending judgment. Hopefully in this video I can simplify technically, but also elaborate personally and spiritually on the Tallit in my own life and let you know that if God is calling you to use a Tallit, or if he's calling you not to, his spirit is still with you either way. This is not Superman's cape, this is not some magical secret to a supernatural connection with your maker. This is something that can really help your relationship with God blossom, something that can help your relationship with God be more grounded and more on track, and can keep your prayer life a lot more special than perhaps you're used to. First, I just want to quickly play this slide. We're starting a new program here on this YouTube channel called Worship Wednesdays, where on Wednesdays we're going to spend some time with God. We're going to do worship, we're going to do a devotion. It's going to be live on this YouTube channel, Brady's Internet Ministry, and we're going to try to minister to people that may not get out to church on Sundays, they may not have a fellowship in their area, and they may just want to worship during the week, which we're extremely happy and honored that you would be interested in doing so, and we're going to be doing it right here on this channel on Wednesdays. Please set a reminder on your iPhone or somehow remember that this is a very special time for you and God. In 1 Corinthians, the Apostle Paul calls us the temple of God. He tells us that the Spirit dwells in us. When we take the Tallit, or the prayer shawl, if you have one, and you place it over your head, what you're actually doing is taking your temple, this is what your temple is actually what this is called, not for coincidence. You're taking your temple and putting it in the tabernacle. You're inviting the refuge, the relationship, and the resources of God into your prayer life. And these are the 3 R's that I'm going to talk about today. Refuge, relationship, and resource. 3 things that you can benefit by using the Tallit. Now this is the Tallit. We're not going to be talking about the tzitzits today, which are the tassels on the end of it, which are meant to, I should put it in front of this camera perhaps. The tzitzits, which are meant to remind you of God's name and his commandments. But we're going to be talking about the actual covering of the Tallit. So these are the dimensions of our relationship with Yeshua. Refuge. I want to return to one of the same scriptures that we talked about in the last video, Matthew 6:5, right in the middle of the Sermon on the Mount. And when you pray, you shall not be like the hypocrites, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and on the corners of the streets, that they may be seen by men. That talks about public prayer. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. But you, when you pray, go into your room, and when you have shut your door, pray to your Father who is in a secret place, and your Father who sees in secret will reward you openly. The word closet in this verse, in the original Greek, translates to tamaon. This is Greek, and it means secret place of prayer, or the secret chambers. If you want to check that for yourself in Strong's Concordance, the number is G5009. The Hebrew translation of Tallit is found by translating the 2 conjunctions that make up the word tal, and the alternate spelling of Tallit is T-A-L-I-T-H. Sorry, not T-A-L-L-I-T, as it's called in this video. Tallit. Tal means tent, and ith means little. Little tent. This, when you cover your head with such, you are creating a little tent in which you can be alone with God, a secret chamber, and the perfect place for private prayer. But when ye pray, use not vain repetitions, as the heathen do. For they think that they shall be heard for their much speaking. But not ye therefore like unto them, for your Father knoweth that things ye have need of, before I ask him. I'm sorry that I switched between New King James and King James Version there a little bit, because my Bible here is New King James, and I have the script, which is the unaltered King James Version. So our refuge in God is when we place ourselves in this little tent, we get privacy. Refuge in my own life, when I use my Tallit, is found when, say, I'm praying like this, and my lovely wife comes into the room. I can be in prayer and I can't see what's going on to the right of me. I can't see what's going on to the left of me. I can only see straight. and if my eyes are closed, same deal kind of. My relationship with God is undistracted. I'm not thinking about other things. I'm in a closed-minded state where I can focus on God himself. Next, I want to talk about the relationship that the Tallit promotes. So we're going to go to Psalms 91, verse 1 to 4. The first verse is, "He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in him I trust. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler, and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler." Alone time with God gives us intimacy in the Spirit, in his private and personal relationship with us without distraction, interruption, or pride. The relationship is symbolized by his wings over us, which the Tallit is the wings. In the Bible, when it mentions Jesus wearing his Tallit, it's often described as wings. Even in Revelations, when it talks about Christ's return and the second coming, it also talks about wings. This symbolizes God covering us. And the third R with the Tallit is resource. Song of Solomon 2 verse 4, "He brought me to the banqueting house, and his banner above over me was love." In this picture, the banqueting house simply means the place of delights of love. The banqueting house is where believers receive the graces and the blessings of the Christ. The banner is the sweet sense of the tender protecting love. His banner invites us to come to him, and his banner is the story of the gospel, which is a clear picture of said love. Christ put his banner, or his Tallit, over us. The gospel is over us as believers, and the blessings that he's promised and the blessings that he's commanded to us are given to us when we cover ourselves in his love. Look at Ruth 3 when she says, "Cover me with your garment, for you are my kinsman redeemer." Something like that. I'm just going off by memory. But she's asking Boaz to marry her, much like Christ marries the church. When we wear this, we ask Christ to cover us in his garment, that he would marry us, his church, and that he would love us with that same love that a husband is commanded to love his wife with. So the Tallit does not give us a supernatural ability or something like other religions may talk about, sacred rituals with items and idols and things that are so of power. But the Tallit gives us a symbolic connection with God that we need to incur deeper intimacy with him. This is not some magic instrument of worship that we use to be more powerful than we are now in our current state. But it helps us in our prayer life to be not distracted, and it helps us in our prayer life to be honoring him and to be not prideful and to be focused and vigilant, which is so important in today's context when at any moment we could be distracted by our phones or by the television or video games or other people walking in the room and things like this. If in your prayer time you use a Tallit, you can be more focused and vigilant. And you're going to find this out if you show up for our new series, which is Worship Wednesdays, which we're super excited for and we hope you stop by the channel for. You're going to see that the Tallit allows you to be on track and keep things focused and keep things passionate and intimate, and just allows your relationship with God to be personal. The first time I was baptized in the Holy Spirit and spoke in tongues, I was wearing my Tallit. I'm not saying it couldn't have happened without this on, but I'm saying that this helped me claim the power of the Holy Spirit within me without being distracted. It allowed God to speak through me. I've heard a lot of testimonies that allowed God to work through something like this. And I'm not a Tallit salesman who's trying to get you to buy one off me or something like that. This is just something that I think could really benefit you if you tried it. The white symbolizes the purity of the Holy Spirit. The blue symbolizes God's commandments and promises to us. And the tzitzits are literally designed to spell out his name to us, Yahweh. The name that wasn't even known when these numbers came into being and the commandments to make this was made. As I talked about in the last video, I even referenced the book of Numbers, where the commandment to make the tzitzits is known. His name is Yahweh, and he loves you. I'm revamping this channel, changing it from Happy Tabernacle to something a little more relevant to the time, my internet ministry, where I'm going to be using all the tools of social media and social video broadcasting in order to spread the glory of God to all those who need to hear it. So I'd ask you to support this ministry by subscribing if you feel called to do so, and prayerfully you can support this ministry in a number of ways on our website, which is bradysinternetministry.wordpress.com. There's a lot of ways you can help out. Sign up for the newsletter, all sorts of things like that can really help us get the word out, and we're honored to do so. Thank you guys for watching this video on my Tallit. Thank you guys for watching my last video on my Tallit, by far my most popular video of all time. So I really felt like I was called to elaborate on it more personally, not so much scripturally as we went through the actual commandments in the book of Numbers, but we wanted to talk about how this can really change your life and how we really want it to do so. And we're honored that you could have the opportunity to feel this power through Christ. Thank you guys for watching. We hope to see you on Wednesday. Goodbye. Bless you.